All right, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Here we are tonight, and we're going to discuss. Last week we talked about the best receiving cores, or the best tandem receivers in the NFL going into the 2022 season. Tonight we're going to switch it up a little bit and do the worst receiving cores. We've got a list here of the top 10 worst receiving cores. We're just going to go down through the list here and see what we think and if we agree with the selections here. So at number 1, we currently have Atlanta. Now, I know we just discussed this off air, but...
And by number 1, he's saying that they are the worst receiving core.
So, I know we talked about this off air, but prior to us talking about this, could y'all have named anybody that was on the Atlanta's receiving core?
I mean, I knew of the number 2 guy. I just wasn't going to be able to tell you he was on that team starting.
I knew Atlanta. I knew Damiere Byrd went to Atlanta.
Yeah,
that would have been the literal only wide receiver I knew in that core.
I still knew Zacchaeus. Olamide Zacchaeus was always the.
I saw him catch maybe 10 balls last year.
Yeah, I know, but at least in the name. So, in case you didn't catch any of that, Atlanta's on the list as their projected number 1 worst receiving core with Olamide Zacchaeus, Damiere Byrd, and Cotterell Hodge.
No arguments there either down the table.
No, I don't have an argument.
Pretty clear the worst.
Yeah.
If they get Calvin Ridley back,
They can't. I mean,
he's suspended for the whole year.
Yeah. But if he's on this team, are they still in the top 10 as worst?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that might be down a little bit because there's nobody outside of Calvin Ridley.
Now I'll say this, like, but he's a tight end, so we're playing the game of the worst receiving cores, right? So if you're talking about wide receivers, you can't put Kyle Pitts in there. He's a tight end. That being said, Kyle Pitts would, if we added in the tight ends to these lists, Kyle Pitts would jump Atlanta pretty high. They'd still be here. But they'd be farther down.
But if you had Pitts and the active Ridley, I think they'd be out of the top 10.
Probably.
So at number 2, we have the Colts with Michael Pittman Jr., which I actually like Michael Pittman. I think he's going to be pretty decent. But
and Paris Campbell
and Ashton Doolin.
See, that's the only one I don't know who that is. But at Pittman and Campbell, I like both of those guys.
Pittman's a big-time possession receiver. I mean, he's going to go up and
he's a ball. He's a big guy. I don't agree that should be the number 2.
I don't think that's number 2, no.
Now, and I think this could be, as we get down the list, Green Bay's on where they're at.
Yep.
Based solely off of, because they're where they're at, I think, because they got Aaron Rodgers throwing in the ball.
Probably.
I would agree
with that. You got Carson Wentz throwing in the ball.
No, it's
they have Matt Ryan.
Now. Well, then I would. All right, then yeah.
He's like, I'm good with that. Then.
No. I think then they belong farther down.
Okay.
I'm with Adam on this actually.
Matt Ryan makes them better.
Matt Ryan makes them better, but I would actually just say in general, if we're taking quarterbacks out of this, I don't feel like they're actually the second worst. I do think I think Chicago, who we're going to get to in a second, is worse than that. I think Green Bay is probably worse, like he said. And so for me, I mean, Pittman can't stay healthy.
Right.
Campbell's inconsistent, but from a talent standpoint,
I think
I don't think the Colts should.
The potential's there. It's just a matter of if they live up to the potential.
Yeah, I would say the Colts won't.
So number 3, we have the Texans with Brandon Cooks, who they just re-signed to a pretty good deal. So I think he got a 4-year extension.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's kind of locked up for a little bit. Nico Collins, who I have no idea who that is, and Chris Conley, the old Georgia receiver.
Wow. Brandon Cooks is the only thing holding this team from being the worst.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it pretty clearly. I think Atlanta's pretty bad. But
if they lost Brandon Cooks,
if they lost Brandon Cooks on this list, Houston and Atlanta would be 1A and 1B somewhere.
Yeah. So as Chris was saying, we're getting to Chicago now. Chicago's listed at number 4 with Darnell Mooney, Byron Pringle, who was in KC, who was nobody, but yeah, anyway. And then I want you to read that name. I just want to see what you think it says.
Equanimous St. Brown.
All right, there we go. You did a lot better than I thought you were going to do.
Equanimous
St. Brown.
Yeah. It's on your phone. Pull it out and read it.
Yeah. Whoever that is.
Tell me how bad I botched that, actually.
Now, I like Darnell Mooney. Mooney had a good year last year.
Mooney's a good possession guy. He's a good slot guy, but he's definitely not a number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's probably argument to be said that this team should still be ahead of the Texans because Brandon Cooks is definitely better than Darnell Mooney, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You would think.
I would
absolutely.
Again, I would put this team at 2 before I would put it at 4. Like I think the Colts are too high up this list.
But I would say Pringle is better than Nico Collins.
Oh, certainly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Now, Brandon Pringle had Pat Mahomes throwing to him, so he didn't really have to
Yeah.
go real far for the ball.
But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
equanimous is how I would say that.
Brown.
Okay, all right, hey.
Number 5, we're coming in with Philly with Devonta Smith, Jalen Reagor, and Quez Watkins.
I thought they were just giving no credit to Devonta Smith on this one.
I think what
I
they're
agree with
doing.
that,
I
too.
think what they're doing is Jalen Rager's a big name that has not performed, and so they're really just kind of harshing him more than anything. But
Well,
They're saying
they've been
the
doing
other-
it for
They're kind of
years.
saying that Devontae's company drags him down.
well, I think the names and where they like Jalen Rager was
Was
a
a
first round
first-round
pick. I mean,
Yeah,
he was like a
he
top
was-
17 pick.
He was
Yeah,
like
he's like a
15
15 or
Justin
16.
Jefferson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson and somebody else, DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, it's kind of like, yo, Rager, you have done nothing, and so it's kind of more of a dig to him. I think
He's done
Devonta,
anything in the 4 years he's been
I think
in the league.
Devonta didn't stay healthy last year enough. On top of the fact that he performed well, but not on elite status, and so you just have a bunch of unproven in this group.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some big names, but they're just kind of unproven. So, should they be on the list? Probably. Should they be 5? No, I still think there's probably 2 receiver cores
Worse.
worse than them. But
So coming in at number 6, we got old Cleveland with Amari Cooper, who's probably the only receiver on that team, and then Donovan Peoples-Jones and Jakeem Grant Sr., whoever.
So
Jakeem
Jakeem
Grant
Grant was
Sr.
the
is-
guy out of Miami, the speedster.
Yes.
He used to run track
yeah,
where he went to college.
Oh, so is
So he had like the 102-yard kickoff return 2 years ago.
he's there to be a returner more than
Yeah.
anything.
And Donovan Peoples-Jones is the West Virginia kid, right?
No,
No,
he's a
Michigan.
Michigan kid.
Michigan.
He,
Tall guy.
he actually was like a top.
he was a
2
quarterback there, and then they trained. No,
No, he was a
I'm
wide
thinking
receiver
somebody
the whole
else.
time.
I'm thinking somebody else. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he was a wide receiver the whole time, but he actually was like the number 2 player coming out of high school. Really didn't do a whole lot for Michigan. Has shown flashes at Cleveland. So
Yeah, I mean he'll make big catches every now and then, but
Yeah.
it's going to depend on who's throwing him the ball.
I think 6, 7, 8 somewhere in there is probably fair for these guys.
I would agree.
Because Amari. People say that Amari is trending down. I don't know how you feel about it. You were a Dallas fan, and he was your guy last year, but people say that Amari is really trending down, and so
I think some of the trending down though came from, and correct me if I'm wrong, but because you brought in CeeDee Lamb and you had
And Michael Gallup.
And Gallup,
when
when Gallup's healthy. I mean, so you had 2 younger receivers who could do more
Well-
things with the ball in their hands than Amari could.
Well, you had rookie year CeeDee Lamb took a back seat to Amari Cooper. Second year CeeDee Lamb overtook Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb was definitely a one.
Well,
on
that was definitely shown last year with the amount of times they targeted CD over Amari.
correct. But I think it came off of like CeeDee's first year when Amari got the touches and got the touchdowns. Next thing you know, he's getting double teamed every other play
Right.
from the following
Yeah.
season. So it hurt his production. So if he gets the role of not having to be double teamed and make his one-on-one plays, I think he's still just as good. Because I think he may be one of the best route runners still in the league.
Oh, he's
He is clean with it.
Yeah,
He's clean with it.
he's top 3 route runner in the league.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what gives him his ability is of how clean in and out of his breaks are, with his routes and how good he is with
It's
them.
like reminiscent of like Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah.
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 So I think that's what gives him.
The edge.
I mean he's not real big. He's not like a 6'4" guy. He's
No,
not.
he's what 6'1", 6'5",
Yeah.
something
He
like
should
that.
be 6'2", yeah.
Yeah. He's not gonna blow you away with speed.
Right.
But he
it's
is
just
a-
his finesse.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think people miss not being able to see with him there in those last year and a half or last 2 seasons in Dallas.
Right.
I think he just got covered too well or was double teamed enough to where he couldn't, even if he beat the one guy, somebody was over the top. He had a safety over the top or whatever.
Yeah.
He always had help. Somebody was always
Yeah.
helping. Yeah.
But that's what I think. That's what helped CD shine, though.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, coming in at 7, we have the Packers. They just traded away, as we were saying, the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
The NFL, yep.
So, this is their top 3 receiving core now. Alan Lazard, Sammy Watkins, and an 80-year-old Randall Cobb.
That's what happens when your quarterback goes out there and takes all the money.
That's very true.
Team needs to be higher up on the list. Than
I would
it
agree.
is.
I would agree with that. I would switch them with maybe.
Oh, you're saying they're worse than just the 7th worst?
Yeah, they should be like.
I would switch them with like
Fifth
Philly.
worst.
Yeah,
I could
put
put
them at
Philly
I think Philly at 6.
I think Devontae Smith's better than all three of those guys at Green Bay, hands
Oh,
down.
absolutely, 100%.
So I think that is a little skewed there. That
This is a top 3 worst team for me.
But it's only
Yeah.
because like we said earlier, it's because they have Aaron
I
Rodgers
think
throwing the ball.
it's only because they got Aaron Rodgers doing the ball, and I also think people still have that name recognition of Randall Cobb. And it's like, guys, like,
This dude
yeah,
is
that's
on
him.
the drugs.
That's him, but that's not really him.
This man should be in a wheelchair right now.
Yeah.
Like
This
It's not even like first 4 years in the league, Randall Cobb anymore. This is yeah.
Like
Randall Cobb
Randall Cobb was a veteran in the league before they stopped making the NCAA video games.
yeah.
Like, we're going that far back.
Randall Cobb is 9 years past his prime.
At this point, Randall Cobb, but he was a quarterback in college too, Kentucky, by the way.
Yes, I know.
Randall Cobb would be a better quarterback in the NFL than he would be a wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's how unathletic Randall Cobb is right now.
Yeah.
Like that's where he's at in his career. So again, top 3 team for me. Atlanta's worse. Chicago's probably worse.
Yeah, I would go Atlanta, Chicago, then Green Bay.
Yeah, I would say Houston's worse than Green Bay.
Brandon Cooks is better than
Brandon Cooks is better than Allen
two
Lazard.
of those receivers put together in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Lazard is overrated. He's been a number 3 wide receiver
Lazard's
his entire
been
career.
he's been with Rodgers his entire career, and you can't catch shit with Rodgers throwing.
I know. He's literally been the number 3 receiver for Green Bay. He has not seen a number 1 corner his entire career at Green Bay. He's about to see it now.
Yeah.
Let's see how he evolves or reacts, I guess I'd say. And then you got again Randall
Watkins.
Cobb, super old. Sammy Watkins will be hurt by week 3.
Oh, that's giving him credit. I'm saying week 2.
Okay, that's fine.
So-
maybe the first 2 plays of the game.
Preseason.
Yeah, preseason.
But either way, they should be a top 5 worst.
Oh, absolutely,
Without a question.
absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, number 3, but
Yeah.
certainly top 5. But
At number 8, we've got Kansas City with the recently acquired Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling,
Ex-Packer.
ex-Packer, and Mecole Hardman, who's been there his entire career. So, I mean, Juju definitely gives him somewhat of a possession receiver, but he's no Tyreek Hill.
He's not the speedster Tyreek Hill. Juju is a really good receiver. I think
He's
the
a
only
possession
reason
guy, yeah.
the only reason that Kansas City is not out of the top 10 is because Juju's coming off that major shoulder reconstruction.
Right.
And so people are like, we don't know how that's going to play. He played the one playoff game with Pittsburgh, but very light targets, very light
I
contact.
didn't see anything.
Yeah, but so he didn't really get to show he was fully healed. And right, he wasn't fully healed. Then that was like the earliest he could come
See,
back.
I don't think they belong in the top 10.
I don't think they do just because of Juju.
I
Honestly.
put
I
him at like 10, maybe 11.
I was going to say like 11, 12, 13 at the latest.
Yeah.
Maybe, if they're not, I wouldn't have them at
If
8.
they're in the top 10, they're
I mean, hell,
cracking
it's
the top.
Stanley.
Like,
Stanley
I get
Juju.
Juju is definitely better than Elijah Moore and Corey Davis. for
And
the
Braxton
Jets.
Berrios.
Yeah.
100% healthy. Honestly, I'm with you guys. It kind of shocked me that they were on this list. I think Valdez-Scantling's always been a number 2 in Green Bay. He's going to become a number 2 here. Juju's got to step up to be another number 1. With Kansas City,
Which he's been. He was a number 1 at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He understands the role of a number
It's gonna
1.
help. It's gonna help him having.
And for me, when you look at this list, Mecole Hardman is the best number 3 wide receiver on any of these lists.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And so I would at least say they got to be 10 if you're going to make this top 10 list. And for me, it's a little surprising that they're even on here.
Yeah, even at 8, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm saying they don't belong.
Even at 8, it makes me wonder whoever made this list, were they even considering the quarterbacks? Because it's still Pat Mahomes back there throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
Well,
you can't tell me Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones Jr., Zay Jones are a better 3 than Juju, Valdez-Scantling, and Mecole Hardman.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No.
Like,
I think the true issue with this is the fact that no one knows how Juju's going to bounce back from the surgery.
Yeah,
I would
I
agree
think
with
that is a big
That's a
question
big
mark.
I
question.
think that's the X factor in this is
Yeah.
how he's going to be coming back from that shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
so and then we'll move into
Yeah, it's number 9. Go ahead, Dan.
So Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones, Zay Jones
For Jacksonville.
for Jacksonville. Christian Kirk has potential to be a big time target. Before Arizona went and got D-Hop, Christian Kirk was
He was their
one
down the
guy.
field guy.
Yeah, he was
always
he
the one
was their
taking the deep
one
shots.
guy.
Well, D-Hop was really hurt most of the year, so Christian Kirk played a lot this past year
He's
and
still got the deep
performed
shots.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not a bad receiver by no means.
He's overpaid for sure.
Yeah, he wasn't worth the money they paid him.
I agree with that. Marvin Jones,
He's old. He's old though. I mean,
they say coming out of Detroit, like he was their guy in Detroit for He was the
3
number
or 4
one guy,
years.
right?
He underperformed last year in Jacksonville.
I would agree with that.
Even with Trevor Lawrence being as bad as he was, Marvin Jones Jr. still underperformed.
But that's what he came from Detroit.
he
Like,
didn't come from Detroit.
so he's used to being on a mediocre.
He's been on a bad team. Yeah.
well, he was good when he had Calvin Johnson.
What, 8 years ago?
When they had 8 people on Calvin Johnson, he was just one-on-one with the safety.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zay Jones has been
Is he
played
out of
really
Buffalo?
well. He is from Buffalo. He played really well at East Carolina in college, and then was
Hadn't
drafted
done
in Buffalo.
much.
Did
No,
nothing.
Zay
He didn't
Hasn't
do
done
Jones
anything.
was like their,
Yes.
their big number 1 guy that came in a couple years ago.
Yes, he was the guy that caught like 21 balls against Carolina.
Against Carolina, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. This one, I would at least put above Kansas City.
Yeah, I'd put them 8 or 7. I wouldn't put them down at 9.
I would say they're
Because you can't tell me if
they're
you're
better than Cleveland, but
Yeah, but if you're taking like Alex was saying, there's clearly somebody's not taking the quarterbacks into account here. You can't tell me that.
Well, even-
I'm
so, yeah.
a Holmes with a Juju Smith-Schuster and a Nicole Hardman.
Is
It's
worse than
Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence with
Lawrence.
Christian Kirk
Yeah.
and Zay Jones.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
so I mean, yeah. Even if you took, like I said though, if you took the QBs off the table, if we
Which is
just
what we did last week.
Yeah, if we
we took the
strictly-
QBs off the table. Yeah.
if we strictly said, all right, my 3 receivers,
All these
versus
3
your
guys.
three-
Yeah.
your 3 receivers, which 3 are you picking?
Yeah.
I
I'm
would
still
think,
putting Casey over.
yeah, I would think everybody's gonna
If
pick.
you had the pure, like, just the actual robot machine back there,
Right.
throwing
Yeah.
the balls, Kansas City's receivers are going to catch more than these
Or
guys.
do-
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
you're
Or
right.
do more after the catch, too, anything. Just,
Right.
yeah,
And
be more
then-
talented, be more physical.
And then rounding out the top 10 here, we've got the Jets, actually, with Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and Braxton Berrios.
So Braxton Berrios is the
Kid out of Miami.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Braxton.
I like
Berrios.
it,
Braxton
but
Berrios shows
they
a
do
lot
not deserve to be.
No.
They
Braxton
need to
Berrios-
be at like the 3 spot on this. Like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
giving way too much credit to because Corey Davis,
Corey Davis ain't done shit.
can be a good receiver, has
So-
potential.
So can
Elijah
Braxton
Moore-
Berrios, but he can't stay healthy.
Elijah Moore has to be.
Elijah Berrios?
No, Braxton
Braxton
Berrios.
Berrios.
Elijah Moore should be the number 1 receiver on this team.
Yeah, he was the number 1 receiver last year. He had the
But Braxton's
second
good.
most catches, most yards, and most touchdowns for the Jets.
Braxton,
He's
this
more healthy.
is...
He's the
Yeah,
little
he
short
gets
little white
it.
boy.
Yeah.
He's the short white boy playing slot for him, right? Braxton.
Yeah,
Is
Braxton.
it rookie second year? What is it?
Second.
Elijah Moore's
year?
second year. Yeah.
No, Braxton's.
Third.
Oh,
year.
he's been here a couple years. Yeah.
Yep.
So either way,
Is Jameson Crowder still on that team?
I don't think he's on the team anymore. No.
this team, I would rank higher on this list than 10.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely. He's
easily.
in Buffalo now.
He's in Buffalo now.
So, I don't see, unless you're just saying there's so much upside to Elijah Moore.
They got to be looking
and
at the uptick on that. Yeah, I mean,
They've got to give them these young guys are unproven still, kind of thing, or something, you know?
Well,
There's like that wild card factor that they're you know, that's still early in their career. They may this next season could be their breakout season.
they're definitely not taking quarterbacks into effect, and I don't think
it
they're taking.
can't be not with the
And
Jets.
I don't think they're taking. Who's the worst quarterback on that list, though?
Who's the worst quarterback?
I know who I think is the worst quarterback on that list.
well, hell, one of them doesn't have a quarterback right now because Baker Mayfield's going to get traded, and
I got a hot take on that.
Well, Deshaun Watson is currently available to play, so let's go with that. Now, whether
Right.
he gets suspended or not, that's fine.
So who's the worst quarterback?
Yeah, who's the worst quarterback on this list?
I'd say it's between 3 teams.
I think Trevor Lawrence is in the top 3.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, well then I'll do 4. Trevor wants to be in the top 4, but I'm thinking it's Atlanta, either Marcus Mariota or Justin Fields in Chicago.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree with the Justin Fields thing. Chicago gives them really no help.
I think Justin Fields. Yeah, I like Justin.
Okay.
He has.
He's got no help.
He has potential.
Yeah.
I would like if he went and got on a different team and he still sucked. Then at that point, I would
I do.
Justin.
All right, it's a
Yeah.
Justin Fields thing. It's a
It's
Justin.
an Ohio State thing at this point.
Yeah, I do think Mariota he's pretty garbage up there. I mean, he's bounced around from team to team and consistently just not performed. So at that point in time, like as Adam said, all right, man, that's on you. That's on you.
Davis Mills for Houston is
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
He is the worst.
He was my top.
Yeah.
He was the top 4 for me. So yeah.
But I'm with you guys. I think Marcus Mariota. Now, granted, let's see what he does in Atlanta. He's obviously got the worst receiving core, and then for me, it's Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence.
The worst one on this list for me has got to be Zach Wilson. For me, you got a rookie, second year guy now. Didn't do much.
That's one of those kids that I want to see him succeed so bad.
I would like to see him succeed.
Yeah, I think he's a good
career.
guy. I think he's like personality-wise and character-wise. I think he is a good guy.
Really well
So,
put
yeah.
together individual, just very
It's like
quiet.
Matthew Stafford. Like I would have loved to see Matthew Stafford go somewhere other than the Dream.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he went to LA and he got got his ring.
Yeah.
Because he's not a bad guy.
No, you can't be
Not a
bad.
bad
You
quarterback.
can't hate the quarterback. You can't hate him.
So I think Zach Wilson has that potential to be like, it's a guy I like personally. You like
Yeah.
see it.
have Corey
He's a
Davis.
decent quarterback. Just got thrown into one of the worst situations.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
have Brandon Cooks on 16 games, so that's kind of a little hard to argue too. Yeah, we just looked it up. So Davis Mills in Houston had better numbers than Zach Wilson last year, but he did have Brandon Cooks, his star guy, all 16 games. He only had Elijah Moore for 11. Zach Wilson.
And
How
how
they had
many?
Elijah Moore for 11.
How many
Corey
Davis?
Davis for 8.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
Corey Davis.
Davis is going to be out the whole season. I mean, he's done that his entire career.
So, or Jamison Crowder. Jamison Crowder.
Well,
played
then
four
it's like the
games.
thing, like if you bring in Corey Davis, if he can't stay healthy, they need to be higher on the list of being worse than Juju.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. All right. So for me, worst team and worst wide receiving core Atlanta. Best on this list, Kansas City.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I like that. I agree.
Atlanta's got the worst, and Kansas City's at the 10th worst.
If you think we're absolutely crazy or we're totally off of something, obviously let us know. We're open to criticism. And as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate the support.